Hey guys, it's Janae. Today my format is kind of different. I'm not really answering a question. It's not really a Q&A with Janae, but it is. Multiple people have asked me to share my vegan story. So I figured I should do that and let you guys into the reasons I became vegan and what it's done for my life and my just vegan story thus far. So I've been vegan now for a little bit over 4 years, and I became vegan originally after being vegetarian slash pescatarian for like 4 years. I went back and forth vegetarian, then sometimes I'd eat fish and be pescatarian, then I'd go back and forth, and I played around with it. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I did that for a little while, and then I started working at a vegan restaurant. So this is where the story begins. I worked at a vegan restaurant in New York City called Peace Food Cafe on the Upper West Side. And the reason I worked there was because I came to New York to be an actress and I needed a job. And like most actors, I thought, let me get a job at a restaurant. But since I didn't eat meat, I knew that I couldn't be serving it at all. So I looked for a vegan or vegetarian restaurant and I found Peace Food. So I started working there, and that was my first full-time job in New York City, and it was the best job. To this day, it's still one of the best jobs that I have ever had. I mean, the only thing it compares to really is me doing what I do now and working for myself. So Peace Food was an incredibly perfect place for me to be working. I met lots of great people working there. A lot of the people, including the owner, were vegan. And that's when I really started learning what vegan meant. Like, I knew vegans didn't eat any animal products. I knew that they were healthier. That's pretty much all I knew. I didn't really understand the connection between animals. I definitely didn't know anything about the environment back then. And so working at this restaurant, I started to learn these things. I started to learn more about the agriculture industry and how animals are harmed, even when we're getting dairy from them. Because at the time I was, like I said, vegetarian. I was still eating dairy and I was still eating eggs. And I thought because no animal was killed in the process that it was cool. Like, why would you need to be vegan if you can just be vegetarian? So I started learning more from my friends at the restaurant, and that really affected me because I love animals. So to hear that they were being harmed and that me eating my yogurt and eating pizza and still eating cheese was contributing to all these harms, like the veal industry and just like the exploitation of these female animals' reproductive systems, that drove me nuts. I just felt really freaked out about that. Also, a lot of the people I worked with were telling me about all the health benefits of eating vegan. Everybody there was healthy, had energy, and really passionate about the lifestyle. So I started looking more into it, and then eventually I started feeling guilty every time I ate animal products. Every time I had yogurt, every time I had New York's delicious pizza, I started feeling guilty. And I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't know, if I should go vegan. Was this like a sign that I should actually become vegan? Because even though I knew some stuff about animals and how they were harmed, I didn't want to know too much. Because if I knew the whole story, then I definitely would have to go vegan. So eventually, after a couple months of still feeling guilty and working at this restaurant, I decided to do my research, and the first thing that I picked up was the book Veganist by Kathy Preston. And I picked up that book because Oprah recommended it, and I figured, if Oprah's recommending it, it's probably cool. It's probably not too in your face graphic, like I'm gonna be depressed for the rest of my life. But I read it and it was real. Even though Oprah had recommended it, it was real, and I learned so much about how animals are treated and the ethical reasons for becoming vegan. And after that, I knew I just had to become vegan. I knew I couldn't contribute any longer. And so that was about a little over 4 years ago. And ever since then, I've been vegan. And the next thing that happened after becoming vegan for ethical reasons was that I started becoming a lot healthier. Not because I was eating differently necessarily, I just cut out things. I just cut out the animal products. So it's pretty much eating the same thing, which is a lot of vegetables, a lot of whole foods, a lot of good stuff. And I all the digestive problems that I had before like vanished, and I was feeling a lot healthier. Because your digestive system is linked to everything, to your mood, to your immune system, to everything. So when that corrected itself, I had better energy, a better mood. I wasn't as like angry and thinking about my stomach all the time. My skin cleared up more. I started getting compliments on my skin. Everything was just like, whoa, this is crazy. I didn't expect that this would come next. So because of all the benefits that I was reaping from being vegan, it also helped me see, or it also sort of solidified my passion for food. I was always really into food, and like I said before, I was an actress. But once I finally became vegan, like my passion was just like ignited. So I decided that I didn't want to be an actress anymore, though I had already been struggling with that, like not having passion in that, like for that anymore. But once I became vegan, I realized, wait, maybe I can do something with this thing instead, because here I am feeling healthier. Here I am like passionate about animals and nutrition, and working at this great restaurant where so many people are benefiting from the food that we're serving. Maybe I can do something career-wise with this newfound passion and, being vegan, which is the next step. I actually realized, okay, I want to be a personal chef, because someday down the line, by the way, I had already started my blog as a hobby before I became vegan. Somewhere down the line, I would like to have a cooking show. I'd like to write cookbooks. So perhaps the first thing I should do to start realizing that goal is to become a personal chef, become a better cook and make this my job. So that's what I did. And I started that like a little over 3 years ago. And oh my goodness, everything. I think that becoming vegan was the best thing I have ever done, the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. I've become healthier. I feel like I'm contributing something good to the world by not eating animal products, by not buying them when I go buy shoes and stuff. I think I'm doing something better for the planet, because not eating animals is a huge, huge, huge deal as far as reducing your carbon footprint and the, energy that you put out into the world that screws up everything. So I'm healthier. I'm doing something good for the environment and for animals, and I love it. I love how I feel. I love the food. I love everything. And perhaps more importantly, no, they're all equal. But the last thing is that now I'm doing this. I have my blog. It's a vegan blog now. I have the YouTube show, and I get to talk on the camera. And I have my job as a personal chef and health coach and cooking instructor. And I just am so grateful for all these things. And the reason I'm doing all of these things is ultimately because I made that decision 4 years ago, 4 years and some change ago, to go vegan. So here I am. And yeah, I think that's my journey so far. I think there's a long way to go. I'll continue to be a healthy vegan. I continue to reap the rewards. I have great energy. I feel wonderful. I think I look pretty good as far as my skin goes, because I didn't always have good skin. So yeah, I continue to reap the rewards of being vegan, and definitely this passion of mine, it just keeps growing and growing, and it means so much to me now to be vegan. So that's my vegan story. I actually would love to hear yours also, because I get these comments from you guys, from some people saying, I just became vegan 2 months ago, or I just became vegan yesterday, or whatever, and I'm feeling so wonderful, and I did this because this, and I can't tell you how much I love to hear and read those stories. They are just so interesting to me. So whether or not you've already made the transition to becoming vegan, or you're thinking about it, or you've become vegetarian, or you've just started eating a more plant-based lifestyle, I would love to hear your story. Share it in the comments section below. Send it to me via email. Make a video sharing it with us so we can all share our stories. Do whatever it takes, because I would love to hear it, and I think your story could probably inspire some other people to go vegan or to get healthier also. So remember that. And you know what, guys, if you have any more questions, if you want to hear me talk about anything, or you have a question for me to answer, or you want to see a certain video or whatever, let me know. You can leave that in the comment section too. I love you guys so much. Thanks for listening to my vegan story. See you next time.